queen of the night, whose scientific name is Epiphyllum oxypetalum, opens its flowers for a single night each year, sometimes just one night across an entire growing season, and by morning every petal has collapsed as though the bloom never happened. It belongs to the cactus family. Though nothing about it reads as a cactus, it grows as a flattened, leaf-like epiphyte, a plant that anchors itself to trees and rock surfaces without drawing nutrients from them, feeding instead on air, rain, and debris caught in its roots. In South and Central America, where it grows wild, indigenous communities read its rare blooming as an occasion. In India, where it was introduced through colonial-era plant trade and has become deeply embedded in home garden culture, a blooming queen of the night draws family members outside in the middle of the night, a practice that has passed through generations unchanged. The flowers are enormous, up to 30 centimeters across, and the fragrance is overwhelming at close range. Sweet, heavy, slightly medicinal, with an intensity that drops sharply even a meter from the open bloom. Sphinx moths are its primary pollinators, navigating by scent across forest darkness. By first light, the petals hang loose and translucent, already surrendering, a plant that demands witness from humans and insects alike and offers less than 12 hours in return. Century plant, scientifically known as Agave americana, takes its name from a myth that turns out to be almost true. It doesn't flower once a century, but it does wait anywhere from 10 to 30 years before sending up a single flower spike, and then dies. That spike is among the most dramatic growth events in the plant kingdom, rising up to 9 meters in a matter of weeks, the plant burning through decades of stored energy in a single architectural gesture. Indigenous peoples of Mexico and the American Southwest, including the Aztec, used every part of the agave long before botanical science named it. The sapi was fermented into pulque, a ritual and social drink predating Spanish colonization by centuries. The fibers were woven into rope and cloth. The spined leaf tips served as needles. Standing beneath a fully extended flower stalk is physically disorienting. The plant that lived at knee height for 20 years suddenly overhanging you by several meters. After flowering, the mother plant dies, but produces lateral offsets called pups, small clones already rooted at the base, so the colony continues regardless. Bamboo flower, classified across hundreds of species within Bambusoideae and called Bambusoideae by botanists as a collective, behaves unlike almost any other plant in the way it times its flowering. Most bamboo species are monocarpic, meaning they flower once across their entire lifespan, set seed simultaneously across every individual of that species in a region, and then die in mass. The intervals vary enormously by species. Phyllostachys bambusoides flowers every 120 years, Melicana basifera every 48. The trigger appears to be internal rather than environmental. Every plant of the same species flowers at roughly the same time, regardless of where on Earth it grows, suggesting a biological clock running at a generational scale. In China, mass bamboo die-offs historically threatened giant panda populations that depended on specific species as their primary food source. The flowering itself, when it occurs, transforms entire hillsides into an event visible from a distance, dense clouds of pale pollen, and then silence. The seeds that survive that event become the next forest. Talipot palm, bearing the scientific name Corypha umbraculifera, produces the largest inflorescence of any plant on Earth. Not just any palm, any plant, a branching flower structure that can contain millions of individual blooms simultaneously, rising from the crown of a tree that has spent between 40 and 80 years doing nothing but growing toward this moment. The inflorescence is called a terminal panicle, a branching spray emerging from the very top of the palm. And because the Talipot palm is monocarpic, this single blooming event is also the plant's death event. Everything the tree has accumulated across decades is committed to reproduction at once, and the tree does not survive it. In Sri Lanka and southern India, where the Talipot palm grows as part of the cultural and ceremonial landscape, the massive fan-shaped leaves, reaching up to 5 meters across, have been used for centuries as writing material. Buddhist palm leaf manuscripts, some of the oldest surviving texts in South Asia, were inscribed on Talipot leaves and have survived for over 1,000 years in temple collections. The dried leaves also form the ceremonial parasols used in royal processions across Sri Lankan and South Indian court traditions. The tree, in full bloom before its death, carries a faint yeasty sweetness in the air around it, an incongruously gentle scent from a structure the size of a building. A single Talipot palm may produce over 20 million seeds in its one and only flowering event. Kurinji, classified by botanists as Strobilanthes confiana, turns entire hillsides of the Western Ghats in southern India blue-purple, but only once every 12 years. The Nilgiri Hills take their name from this event. Nilgiri means blue mountains, and the name comes directly from the 12-year bloom cycle of this single flowering plant. The Toda people of the Nilgiris have organized aspects of their cultural calendar around the blooming for generations. It marks time in the same way a decade does elsewhere. Botanically, it is a subshrub, a woody-based plant that stays low and shrubby, growing in dense colonies across the shola grassland ecosystem of the Western Ghats. Bees that specialize in foraging from Kurinji blooms show population surges in bloom years, then decline in the long years between. The honey produced during Kurinji flowering years is distinctive in both color and flavor, priced locally and sold at a premium. The last major bloom in 2018 brought researchers, photographers, and tourists from across India to witness it, and the ecosystem bore signs of that pressure.